It's a story of pain, of rejection, of dreams that refuse to die. It's the story of a boy who grew up invisible but went on to build one of the most loved brands on earth. He did not invent the coffee bean. He did not inherit wealth. He was not born with connections. Yet, he changed the way the world wakes up every single morning. This is the story of Howard Schultz, the man who turned rejection into fuel, the man who transformed coffee into culture, the man who proved that no background, however broken, can chain the human spirit, the boy who felt invisible. Brooklyn, New York, 1953. In the gray towers of the Bayview housing projects, life was not about dreams. It was about survival. Howard Schultz was born here, in a small apartment where walls cracked, paint peeled, and poverty lived like an unwelcome guest. His family had little, sometimes too little, clothes that didn't fit, bills that couldn't be paid, embarrassment that weighed heavier than rent. Howard's father, Fred, worked as a delivery driver. No health insurance, no job security. His wages barely sustained them. One icy winter day, Fred slipped on the job and injured his hip. Just like that, the family income was gone. There was no help, no compensation, no kindness from the company. Howard, only 7 then, watched his father collapse into shame, jobless, broken, humiliated on their worn-out couch. That image never left him. Later in life, Howard would say, "That moment shaped me. I saw what it means to be invisible. I promised myself if I ever ran a company, it would honor people, not crush them." He was just a boy, but the shadow of poverty was already carving the fire inside him. Education against all odds. Howard was not destined for Harvard or Yale. When you come from nothing, even community college feels out of reach. Yet, through sheer grit, football scholarships, bartending, selling newspapers, and odd jobs, he became the first in his family to graduate from college. He earned his degree at Northern Michigan University. Not prestigious, not glamorous, but his diploma represented something far bigger: freedom from invisibility. His first real job was at Xerox. There, Howard sharpened his instincts, learning how to sell, how to listen, how to push without giving up. He was good. Very good. But deep inside, he wanted more than good. He wanted purpose. A small coffee company in Seattle. In the early 1980s, Howard joined a small homeware company that sold coffee machines. Nothing extraordinary until he noticed a curious sales pattern. One tiny client from Seattle kept buying more machines than anyone else. Curious, Howard flew out to investigate. The company's name? Starbucks. Back then, Starbucks was not the Starbucks we know today. It had only 4 stores. No lattes, no confitures, just beans, grinders, and equipment. Yet, there was something about the people and the passion that caught Howard's heart. This, he thought, is special. Soon, he quit his safe job and joined Starbucks. He did not realize it then, but destiny had begun. Milan, 1983, the vision is born. In 1983, Starbucks sent Howard to Milan on a business trip. What he saw there would change coffee history. Espresso bars lined the streets. Italians crowded inside, not just for drinks, but for connection. Baristas knew their names. Conversations filled the air. Coffee was not just consumed. It was celebrated. Howard stood speechless, breathing in the aroma of coffee and culture. This does not exist in America, and it needs to. When he returned to Seattle, his eyes glowed with fire. He pitched his dream: let's create coffee bars here. Let's bring this experience to America. The founders listened, and then said, no, that's not who we are. Howard's vision was crushed. But dreams this powerful do not die. They grow louder, leaving to start alone. In 1985, Howard left Starbucks to chase his idea. He launched his own company, Illinois Journal, modeled after the Italian concept of espresso bars. But ideas require money, and money requires belief. Howard pitched investors again and again. What did he hear? No, not once, not 10 times, but 217 times. Each rejection burned inside him. Yet he persisted. Finally, 30 investors said yes. With $400,000 raised, Howard opened Il Journal in Seattle in 1986. Italian music played softly. Baristas remembered your name. Coffee was not just coffee, it was connection, and people loved it. Il giornale thrived. But fate was not finished. Buying back Starbucks. In 1987, the original founders decided to sell Starbucks. The price? $3.8 million. Howard had nothing close to that. But to him, this was life's final test. He begged, he persuaded, he cried, he convinced. And finally, through relentless effort, he raised the money. At age 34, Howard Schultz bought Starbucks. It was not yet global. It was not rich. Just 6 stores. A small roasting plant. A confused brand. But in his hands, it was soil for a miracle. Building Starbucks culture. Howard's mission was radical. Starbucks would not sell coffee. It would sell an experience. He shaped 3 principles. Human connection. Customers must feel seen. Emotional design. Stores must be warm, inviting, alive with aroma and music. Personalization. Every cup carries your name, your story. He called employees partners, not workers. Even part-timers received healthcare and stock options. Asterisk, if we take care of our people, he said, they will take care of customers. From 6 stores, he grew to 165 in 5 years. Starbucks became not just a cafe. It was a third place between home and work. Coffee words like latte, cappuccino, macchiato entered American language. Soon, holding a Starbucks cup became a symbol of style, success, and self-care. IPO and explosion. In 1992, Starbucks went public at $17 a share. Wall Street, once skeptical, now wanted a piece of the vision. The IPO was a triumph. Billions poured in for expansion. By 1997, Starbucks spread to 1,400 stores. In 1999, more than 2,500. And when baristas accidentally invented the Frappuccino, it added hundreds of millions to revenue. Starbucks entered Tokyo, London, Singapore, lines outside every new opening. A cup of Starbucks was no longer just a drink. It was a global statement. The fall. But rapid growth has a price. Stores fell cold, crowded, mechanized. Quality slipped. The warmth vanished. In 2000, exhausted, Howard stepped down as CEO. Growth continued under new leadership, but the soul of Starbucks faded. Then the 2008 global financial crisis hit. Customers cut spending. Starbucks stock collapsed from $40 to $8. Thousands of jobs lost. Hundreds of stores closed. The dream was dying. And Howard could not watch in silence any longer. The comeback. In 2008, Howard returned as CEO. But this time it was war. He shut down 900 stores. Froze all new expansion. Took a $1 salary to lead by example. And retrained every single barista. Closing 7,000 stores nationwide for a full day. He said, "We are not in the coffee business serving people. We are in the people business serving coffee." He banned microwaved food, restored coffee aroma, redesigned stores, introduced free Wi-Fi, mobile apps, and loyalty rewards. He doubled down on ethics, fair trade coffee, support for farmers, diversity and inclusivity in hiring. By 2010, Starbucks had recovered. Revenue climbed to $11 billion. Stock rebounded above $30. The warmth returned. Howard had saved Starbucks again. Legacy. By 2017, Starbucks had over 25,000 stores, revenue over $22 billion, employees over 300,000, and customers in 70-plus countries. Howard stepped down once more, this time on his own terms, leaving behind not just a business, but a legacy. A legacy born from the shame of poverty, from seeing his father forgotten, from vowing never to let anyone in his company feel invisible. Today, every smiling barista, every handwritten name on a paper cup, every cozy store corner is part of that legacy. Because Howard Schultz never built a coffee shop. He built human connection. Lessons from Howard Schultz. Your past is not your future. A boy from broken housing projects built a brand worth billions. Rejection is fuel. 217 no's can still lead to one life-changing yes. People are everything. Build people first, profits follow. Hold on to your soul. Never trade trust for shortcuts. Lead with belief, even if you're the only one who believes it first. Closing. So, next time you step into a Starbucks and write your name on a cup, remember, it isn't just coffee. It's proof that a poor boy's dream can change the world. If Howard Schultz could do it, so can you.